his way out of the jungle into what is either the escape tunnel from a prison or just a really big culvert.
This could be good. Might not catch fish, but it could be awesome back in here. We'll get back here and get eaten by a 9-pound smallmouth. A 90-pound won't ever be back.
The Walmart FLW Tour is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Enjoy. By Wheaties, Breakfast of Champions. By Fujifilm, you can see the future from here. And by Citgo, when it counts. Tournament, the odds against a guy winning the $200,000 tournament and then coming back the next year and making it into the top 5. Jim Moyna has done just that, and the only guy that doesn't seem surprised to me is Jim Moyna. Why is that, Jim?
I felt I was due to make a top 10 appearance. I have fished, you know, all the other FLW tournaments on the tour this season without a top 10, and boy, I felt I was overdue. Yeah, I knew I had a decent pattern. And execution went pretty good, and the fish cooperated.
Elaborate on that pattern, Jim. Tell us a little bit more about how it fell in place.
I knew there was an area where there was some fish, and I caught one in there. I couldn't really figure out how to catch more. Fortunately, I ran into a guy from Minnesota, Craig Wicklund. He's also in the tournament, and he kind of gave me a little tip. He said, Jim, the fish are real finicky, which it seemed like I kind of was thinking that already. And he said, Jim, you got to throw something that'll fall really slow. And with that information, I went back to this one area where I'd only caught one, and I had about 10 bites in there on the last day of practice.
So you have to get your bait to fall a lot slower. What does that mean? Are you changing line? Are you changing the actual lure size?
What that means for me is just rig your plastic worm on the hook without any weight at all. Throw it out there, and just the weight of the hook will slowly pull that plastic down.
Well, I tell you what, and Tommy, I'm sure will agree with me here, man. We sure like to see you catch fish because you're the most enthusiastic fish catcher.
Absolutely. I tell you what, good luck, Jim Moyna. I guess we'll see you back at the weigh-in.
There's one on the bed there. He had like the back of this thing. There's one up here spawning, I believe. He's got it. Oh. It's about 1.5 pound, 2 pound fish, by the way. Over this way now. Oh, God, he liked that. He went. Got him.
Jim Moyna has found himself another fish. The long run's looking better all the time.
And you know what? He seems to get some momentum up as the day goes on. Remember up in Minnesota at Lake Minnetonka, boy, he caught that one big bass.
Oh, and it just set him off.
He was never headed off from that point. And these are pretty good fish. They're weighing more than the other guy's smallmouth bass. So the other guy better be catching them the size of this one right here. Look at Jerry Williams go here, Tommy. And I told you somebody else would be back at that bridge.
Familiar place, isn't it? All this river to work with, but these guys know where the fish are, and that's where you're going to find them.
They're just too wild.
Yahoo!
Sorry about that. That's a good one, though. It's hard enough all day long. I lost one that size this morning. That hurt when I lost it.
Boy, that did hurt him this morning. If he had lost that fish, he'd have the lead, the upper hand right here today, and he's still fishing that small plastic bait. You can see it right there.
That's a tube jig that Arky has come out with. It's got a rattle built into it.
Mike McClellan catching a ton of fish today, but most of them are small. And he is in the same place, fishing around that bridge pier. And, of course, the high, muddy water have kind of cornered these guys and made them fish in specific spots.
Could have been a fish in there. Crank it up, back it out. We're going to go to another spot.
Fishy, fishy, fishy.
From richest bass fishing tournament, the Forest Wood Open, and we've got a great tournament going on. 5 guys knotted up there. The 3 at the top with 6 pounds, Jerry Williams, 5 pounds, Jim Moyna, 5 pounds, Randall Hudson, and we're headed to Randall's spot right now. And boy, I tell you what, he has drawn himself a crowd.
Ever fished with a gallery like this one?
Never in my life, but I'm loving it. I've never fished for this kind of money either.
Few of us have fished for that kind of money, Jerry, but we'd all love to.
Hey, let me tell you, Randall's got a beautiful place right here. He's up in infield, and on his right is a little creek, Webster Creek. He has a tremendous audience there. There must be 50 people, and he's right at the ramp on his left.
Come on, big boys, where you at? Come on, big boys.
Jim Moyna here faced with a long trip back home, and he is quickly running out of time.
No worm. I think I just got robbed. There might be a fish right over there swimming around with my lure.
Jim, as you can tell, fishing with the plastic worm, and Tommy's doing a little bit different now. He has no slip sinker on his bait. He has no weight at all. He's just putting it on with the worm hook and letting it slowly drift to the bottom. After it hits the water, it just slinks real slow.
Let's try that again, right over there. Ow. That looks like the one I saw. That's about the size one I saw. You got another worm down there somewhere, pal?
4th fish now for Jim Moyna. This is a tight race despite the late start.
And he's fishing for spawning bass, which is, again, so different than the guys up above fishing for smallmouth.
Okay. Possibly earning some money here.
Jerry Williams says there's no need to worry about all these troubles with the Connecticut River. You just fish it like you fish his home river, the Arkansas River, and everything will be all right. Is that right, Jerry?
Well, I keep thinking it's going to be all right.
You know, you got to adapt. You got to be able to do different things. And I come up here to my #1 hole, and evidently they got a major rain up here last night. Yeah, it's muddy, and then I went to a secondary hole, and it's muddy. So there's lots of current now, and the river is actually more clear than the water that I've been fishing. That gives you an indication of how muddy it is.
Hey, well, Jerry, did you have any plan at all? Did you envision any direction to begin with, or were you just pretty open to anything?
You know, it's anything can happen. So I came up with an open mind, not knowing exactly what I was going to do. I practiced the middle part of the lake and caught some smallmouth there. And I went down to where everybody's catching fish now and where the tournament guys are, a lot of those guys are catching them, and I couldn't catch them in there.
To mount anything, so I decided that, well, I'll stay in the middle part of the lake.
Spinnerbell. But fortunately, it rained.
Changed everybody else's fish up, and I didn't have any.
I know what to do best, and that's river fishing away from everybody.
You know, bad. I can't get a pipe back there.
Terry Bolt may be the forgotten man today. He's had such a tough day. I believe this is his first fish, Jerry.
Remember, he beat 145 guys to get here, though.
Oh, no, no, no. I hope he didn't get that dance trick there. That's a 2-pounder. I might just sit right here for the next 20 minutes. Dadgum, that's two good ones I lost today.
Tournament to make his television debut in, wouldn't you say? Here in the top.
Around Table Rock.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, from around Table Rock Lake, and he is up here in the Connecticut River, fishing in shallow, fast-moving water. And Randall, it seems like you've just made all the right moves, man.
So far, I feel like I have.
I'm struggling a little bit right now, but I'm still fishing.
Hey, how about take the French fry that you're fishing with and put it in your hand and let's have a good look at it, and you kind of explain exactly what it's all about.
What I'm throwing right now is a little 3-inch lizard, little chartreuse tail pumpkin. Lucky Strike makes it. It's got a scent impregnated in it, and it's called their Enforcer series, and it's a really good little lizard for finessing. It's small enough that if they don't want to bite, they'll still bite it. But what I've caught most of them on has been a French fry. And that's this little Lucky Strike French fry. It's got the same scent in it. It's a pumpkin brown, I guess you might call it, and it's real soft. And they seem to like it pretty well.
And what kind of a weight are you using?
I'm throwing 1 ounce or 1/8 ounce.
Split shot. Sometimes I'll get a little heavier where I got to fish a heavier current.
We have to just assume that you're fishing it real slow and carefully.
Oh, it's terrible slow. It's driving me crazy. It's so slow. Randall, it's happened so fast, this whole tournament. We haven't had a whole lot of time to learn a lot about your background.
This is your first appearance in the top 10 or the top 5, to say the least, here on the Walmart FLW Tour. Tell us how long you've been tournament fishing, where you learned how to fish, and what other things you do for a living.
I've been fishing as long as I can remember. Now, I've only bass fished for the last 11 years. My dad, he was a crop farmer in West Texas, and I can remember praying for rain, because when we'd get rain, that means doesn't go till, but we could go to creek and or the lake, and I'd always pray for rain, so we'd go fishing. But moved to Missouri, and I had a friend that was a bass fisherman, and I always crappied, catfished, and got me to go to a little tournament one night, and we come in third place in it.
I sold all my crappie, my fishing gear, crappie fishing gear, and went and bought $11,000 bass boat the next day.
Well, like Terry Bolton, Mike McClellan is finally getting in here. He's launch ramp, though, so he can fish a good long while. You can see there with a limit, Jerry Williams, about 6 pounds. Jim Moyna, I wish we could have stayed with him.
Yeah, he's the one we need to know about.
He had 4 fish. Did he catch another one before he headed back? He's on his way back right now.
He was looking strong there for a while. He was really on a roll, so no telling what he did.
Still got time.
Come on, 4-pound bite. Come on, 4 pound. 4 pound. You'll make my day.
What time you got left?
I got to be down there at 2 o'clock. I got about 30 minutes left to fish. Oh, there's a nice one. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. It's a black. Largemouth. Largemouth. Woo. Thank you for that, Lord. Thank you for that. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you. God, what a struggle.
Watching these boats head back to the launch ramp, you can guess what time it is now, just about weigh-in time. We've been watching Randall Hudson. We have a good idea about his weight. The weights of Jim Moyna, Jerry Williams, still a little bit of guesswork in that, but one thing's for sure, this may be remembered as the tournament that's all about the ones that got away.
Good fish. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I got it. There he is. That's a, oh. That's one you'll be sorry about. Ooh.
Oh, no, 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 no.
No, there's one right there.
I hope he didn't get that dance trick there.
The boats have almost reached the weigh-in tent here. You talk about 5 guys who are churning inside. They've done everything they can do. Now it's just a matter of what did the other guy do. That's what separates you from the $200,000 first prize.
It's over, baby.
Jerry Williams, you are looking for 3 pounds, 8 ounces. Everything's good. This is do or die. It's got to be 3 pounds, 8 ounces right here.
£2 pounds, 4 ounces.
Oh, man. Well, that's all for Jerry. That's his total limit. And Jerry, I knew you set out from the dock this morning with every bit of confidence in the world, and you got up to your place and things had changed quite a bit. Is that not right?
Yeah, well, evidently it rained pretty hard up there. I was going up to Springfield, Massachusetts, and it rained quite a bit, and it muddied everything I was doing up. So, you know, I really got lucky and fortunate to catch a limit. You know, the sad part is I lost a 3.5 pound bass this morning, and I lost another one about this afternoon. But that stuck with me all day long. If I'd had that, you know, if I'd had that fish, I'd have won it. Yeah. I think so.
Out here on the Walmart FLW Tour, your year has been great. 2 top 5 finishes, and the season isn't even over yet. You'll be there at the Tour Championship. You got to have a great outlook on life right now.
Yeah, I've had a good year with FLW. This is the first year I've had it. I've had a 1 top 20, a top 10, and 2 top 5. So I'm not complaining. I think, and I fish other circuits, you know, this is by far going away. This is where the pros need to be, and I think you know, and all the good pros are right here. So
that's exactly right. Another big hand for Jerry Williams. Randall Hudson, your leader, with 8 pounds and 6 ounces. Jim Moyna has weighed in 4 fish, may or may not have a 5th fish. He didn't tell us whether he had another one or not. We'll just find out here in just a second. But right now we're going to do what we always do at this moment on the Walmart FLW Tour. When the tension gets so thick you can cut it with a knife, and the air in here so thick you can cut it with a knife, what we do is we take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. There, your leader with 8 pounds, 6 ounces. He's weighed in a tournament limit of 5 fish. Jim Moyna, if he has a 5th fish, needs 1 pound, 3 ounces to win the $200,000. Jim Moyna from Hopkins, Minnesota. Randall, step on up here. We want you up real close. Oh, wait a minute, no. The champ right there. Let's hear it. Randall Hudson. Just stand here for a minute, drink it in, think of something to say, but that doesn't always work. I know way back when you were a little kid growing up in East Texas, you told us that great story. You worked on the farm, you used to pray for rain so you could go down to the creek and fish. You learned your lesson well, and it's really paid off today.
I'm speechless right now. Yeah, I owe it all to my dad and my grandpa, and they used to take me fishing every chance they could, which wasn't often, but I just love the sport. And I got a friend or two in Missouri that got me into the bass fishing. I guess I owe it to them too. And my wife and my children, because they've supported me, and even when I was on bottom, they'd always keep me pumped up and keep me going. And I've had a rough year and a half lately, and now it's been worth it. I stayed in there. I've got to thank some people. Guido, Dion, Stacy King, Jim Akins. I had a misfortune happen to me a year and a half ago. I lost everything I had, and I was going to quit. I said, I'm done. I can't take it anymore. And Guido called me, and he said, you get yourself down here. He said, we've got enough stuff. We're going to get you back to going. And Guido, Stacy, Dion, Jim, I thank you much for pushing me on back into it.
All right. Randall, yeah, a hand for all his friends. Nobody does it alone. Randall, for everyone who's out there, every young person who's dreaming of winning $200,000, of being in top of the fishing world, tell them what they need to concentrate on. Tell them what they need to think about.
Think about your ability and have faith in yourself. Do your thing. Do what you like to do, Beth, if you want to fish, and never give up. Don't never give up on your dream. Stay with it. It'll happen.
All right. Well, it happened for him. One more big hand for Randall Hudson.
How about a Fuji flashback? And how about that fish that Hudson caught in the last 15 minutes?
Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you. God, what a struggle. God, what a struggle.
We want to get Jim Moyna up here real quick and talk to him. Randall, stay right there. Jim Moyna. What a great angler. When you won the $200,000 last year, you hadn't done a whole lot yet on the Walmart FLW Tour. He said, well, he's a boy fishing on his home lake in Minnetonka. We'll never hear from him again. Not only did you come back here, throughout this year, you did a great job. You made it into the Tour Championship before you even made it into the top 5 here. We think you're a heck of a fisherman.
Well, thank you. I sure put a lot of effort into it, like all the other fishermen do, obviously. But I don't know, it's this tournament, I owe a lot to Craig Wicklund. He was the other guy from Minnesota, one of the other guys. He kind of helped me out with the pattern a little bit. I'd been struggling. I had this area where I knew there were some fish, but I had problems getting the bite, and Craig Wicklund, he kind of helped me point me in the right direction. I caught my fish throwing a weightless worm. Most all my fish came on that. I caught a few on a Texas rig hula grub, but that slow fall seemed to be the key. You know, in those early rounds when there were a lot of boats in the area, that slow fall is what they really responded to. Seemed to get the bites where, you know, the guys that were fishing fast lures, they, you know, they maybe had half as many bites.
I guess the words forest wood open will always mean something pretty important to you, huh?
That's right. And it's just merely coincidence that it's, you know, it's the forest wood open again where I've done good. You know, I try as hard as I can in every event, and it's a nice coincidence to have it turn out to be, you know, a huge money tournament.
Well, great job. You're a great angler, great champion as well from last year. Jim Moyna, everybody, right there.